Welcome to Fine Living, presented by Jim Reif Builders on 1240 Radio WOMT.
And good morning, Lakeshore, and welcome back to Fine Living right here each and every week on 1240 Radio WOMT, presented by Jim Reif Builders. Good morning, Jim.
Morning, Terry.
How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Excellent. Jim, today we are talking about the difference. We're talking about Jim Reif Builders and why an individual, customer should work with you.
Well, thanks,
There's
Terry.
a lot of reasons.
There is.
So let's start naming them off.
Well, we won't get too intense on that, but we'll tell some ideas here. I guess it sparked a little bit of last week we talked about the people having trouble. People having trouble with contractors.
Yes.
And such. And now I thought, hey, let's talk about some of the reasons why we do such a good job, and maybe people should consider hiring us.
Okay.
I had the pleasure of running into a customer we did work for about 3 years ago, a couple weeks ago, and we had some extra time. We were chatting, and he just really thanked me not only for the workmanship and stuff like that, but when they had a roof issue, and they had several contractors over, and nobody could seem to diagnose the problem. They were just like, proposing, well, we'll do this, but never saying what really was the problem. He called us. We came in and said, this is what the problem is. We showed him, scientific data and so on, and then, proposed to him what we could do to make this happen. So when we did all that, that took about an hour to present all that information to him, so they understood it. And he thanked me for taking the time to do that, and he felt so much better educated because of, 3 years later now, no issues with the roofs whatsoever. The problems they had have all gone away. So I just thought it was a neat story that I should try to share here with our listeners. So, we really work hard to try to inform our clients. Educated clients, really the best client we can have.
And I know there's a lot of other reasons why you guys are so popular in this community. And I think one of the reasons, just you're so personable and want to make sure that you're looking out for the best interests of the customer.
We do. We go, make sure things are right. The final bill, if it does come, it's going to have some money held back if we don't have everything just perfect. Mm-hmm. We want to make it right. Then you can finally pay us, the final amount. We have good ethics that way. And
not only that, but you guys are a full contractor as well, too. I mean, from design to completion. Right.
I have an in-house designer, Tom, and he's been on the show before and does a great job with all the CAD software. We're using 3D. We were kind of the original design-build contractor in our area. And it's just really neat how people love to see drawings and 3D views of cabinetry and such. Makes a big difference and helps them understand it, and that's what makes us successful.
Well, and the thing is, your home is one of your, if not the largest investment that you're ever going to make, and whether you're building new or new construction or remodeling project, to be able to see that in 3D really adds a lot more elements to that, and maybe even a sense of comfort and peace for an individual.
It does, and you can also do colors with it. So if you're just trying to decide on what colors you want to put on the outside, we can put in different colors of siding and roofing and such.
Mm-hmm. Attention to detail.
Yeah, we work very, very hard again to make sure that it's really proper, like it's supposed to be. Our customers are happy. We're trying to build a long-lasting relationship with our customers, and I think some of our client base is a testimonial to that, because approximately 1/3 of our jobs every year are repeat clients.
Wow.
So that's
an amazing statistic.
Yeah, and that's really neat, and so people feel very comfortable knowing that they're going to get a good job and a fair price and so on. So that's I think speaks highly for us.
And I also think knowing who you surround yourself with, your team itself at Jim Reif Builders, and the contractors that you work with as well.
That's correct. We hold our employees and our subcontractors, trade contractors, to high standards. We want to make sure that it's done properly, and the little things are even taken care of. That some dust protection and putting booties on if you need to.
Well, I was just going to talk about the cleanliness of your team. Not just from an outside perspective, but from the inside perspective as well too.
Right, and neat and groomed well and stuff like that. So you feel comfortable talking with the individuals when that first impression is a positive one.
Right. Quality craftsmanship, decades of experience. Again, you've been on the Lakeshore for how long here, Jim?
Over 20 years now.
Wow. So that speaks a lot. You're not just someone here today, gone tomorrow, but you're invested in this community.
And we support, some of the local charitable organizations and such too.
Mm-hmm. And you're always looking for feedback.
We try to survey our clients to get some feedback from them, and we want to make our business better, make it more efficient, whatever it would be. And if we don't hear that feedback from the clients, how do we know what we need to do better?
Right.
So we work real hard to do that also.
Right. Jim, a lot of great information. And again, if listeners out there are looking at doing a project, a new construction or remodeling project, residential or even commercial as well too, Jim.
Correct.
How can they get a hold of you guys? Maybe just have a conversation. No commitments, but just sit down, talk to you, meet you, and see where the relationship goes. Because relationships are important in this business. You need to be able to have that trust factor from both ways, your way and their way.
Definitely. I think, you see that with, people going to their same dentist or doctor.
Right.
They have a relationship with those people. So we're very similar. If you want to interview us, and I say interview because, hey, that's come and bring your questions, throw them at us. We'll answer them for you.
Jim, how can they do that?
684-6899 and jimreifbuilders.com on the web, and also check us out on Facebook.
Awesome. Jim, we will talk to you next week.
Thanks, Terry.
Thanks for listening to Fine Living, presented by Jim Reif Builders, the leader in new construction and remodeling here on the Lakeshore. Let their vision enrich your lifestyle. Tune in again next week for another episode of Fine Living on 1240 Radio, WOMT. To learn more, visit jimreifbuilders.com.